So you're thinking about moving to the Sacramento area. That's fantastic. We love living here too. And in this video, we're gonna talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the reasons that you probably shouldn't move here.
Yeah.
And if you stay around to the end, we're going to share with you actually the best kept secret of this city and why we think Sacramento is like the best place to live. First time to the channel, go ahead and like, subscribe, and tap that bell so that you can be notified whenever we release new content on living in Sacramento. My name is Amy Tremaine. I'm the owner of Main Street Properties, and this is
Teresa. I am the Director of Operations for Main Street Properties.
And we work as a team to make sure that when you make your move to Sacramento or you sell your house in Sacramento, that it's a great experience for you and that it's a smooth transaction. If you're thinking about moving to the Sacramento or any of the surrounding areas, you can contact us. All of our information is below, so shoot us a text, an email, give us a call. Whether it's 9 days or 90 days, if you're thinking about making your move to Sacramento, we're here for you. I've lived in Sacramento most of my life. I was born here.
I was born here.
Yeah, and then I lived in another state for a little bit though. So did you, right?
Yeah, I lived in Missouri when I was a young teenager.
Yeah, and I lived in Utah for about 7 years between the ages of 5 and 12. So I think we're pretty, we're pretty good authorities.
We're pretty set here.
Yeah, we're pretty good authorities on the subject of living in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Because we've lived here a lot. And then we met when we were 15, 16 years old. So we've experienced Sacramento together. So I think this is pretty cool that we're doing this video together. Number one, I would say, don't move here if you hate perfect weather. I mean, it's November right now, and I'm wearing like a see-through shirt and sandals.
It's sweater weather.
She's got
sweater weather.
She has Uggs and like 2 or 3 shirts on.
I've been waiting to wear them for a couple months.
Oh yeah, that's so. So we have pretty great weather all year long. Like it rains and it gets very hot, but it's pretty much the same all year, and it can do a number on your like sense of seasons.
Yeah, there's not a lot of seasons changing. It's like winter and then summer.
Yeah.
Then maybe a little bit in between.
Yeah, that's like and in the springtime and the fall, it's like it's super cold in the morning and then it's super hot in the afternoon.
Cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's what our fall and spring is.
Yeah, and so you get a little like there's no season. So our holidays are so funny. People go all out for the holidays because I feel like they are trying to like manufacture our seasons. So like November 1st, it was just November 1st, and it's like it's Christmas everywhere. Everywhere is Christmas right now, or whatever other holiday.
Tree up on Friday.
Yeah, she has like 4 trees because we have no snow and we have no real Christmas. We have no real like winter time. If you don't like weather like that, if you enjoy all different kinds of weather, then you might not want to move directly to Sacramento. However,
about an hour away, you'll still get the snow.
Yeah.
You can drive that far.
You could probably get to the snow, the desert, the ocean, the mountains, rivers, lakes, all within 1 to 2 hours.
No, I mean like if you could do all of it.
Oh.
Every single one of those you could get done completed in 1 day. Everything is like 2 hours away from each other. It's fantastic. Yeah. So I could go skiing, and then I go surfing, and then we'll go sand dune buggying.
Oh my gosh.
In the desert.
And then we'll go climb a redwood. But that weather kind of brings out bugs.
The hot weather brings out bugs. It's November. They're dying.
The bugs are like hiding in your house now.
Mm.
But we do have a lot of bugs. You'll see on your property taxes that there might be like a mosquito abatement tax, and so you'll just have to look out for that. That's something to consider. If you are allergic to mosquitoes or you have that reaction, you might want to
think twice.
If you hate bugs like roaches and spiders, if that's, if you're really scared of those, then I probably would still steer clear. But We can also refer you to a pest company like I use that comes out, and they come out like once every 2 months and they spray, and I think that helps. It helps a lot.
It helps my house.
Yeah,
definitely.
And so speaking of that abatement, property taxes are high.
A little high.
Well, actually, it's not the property taxes itself. It's because our property taxes are only 1% of the purchase price of your home. So if your home is valued at $450, you're going to pay about $4,500 in taxes. But because our purchase price is so high, that's what makes our taxes high. So the percentage of tax is not that high, but it's just our prices are high. So you're gonna pay that. And then we have different taxes like Melrose taxes, which are for
taking care of the neighborhood, the roads.
Developing roads, developing schools, developing fire departments and things like that. And then we have
a lot of HOAs as well, but
there's a lot of HOAs.
So those are basically just neighborhood taxes for, everybody keeping up on their properties.
Yeah, they maintain. Yeah, so you can find plenty of neighborhoods with no HOAs. I don't have an HOA. You don't have an HOA. But they're going to be older homes. But most new builds nowadays have Melrose and HOA. So if you're moving here,
make sure you pay attention.
Yeah, ask your realtor. Ask us. If there's Melrose. We'll tell you. We're looking for that kind of stuff for you to make sure that you're not jumping into something that you can't afford. It's just really depending upon your financial situation and what you feel comfortable with. But you should consider that you're going to have property taxes based off of whatever you purchased your home for the last time it was assessed.
Yeah.
And you're going to have not Melrose, but supplementals. So like we have a water tax, and we have the mosquito tax, and we have all these little supplementals. So my home was last assessed at $450,000, and my taxes are like $5,600. Yeah. So it's something to consider, right? You're not just paying the 1%. You're going to pay something else on top of that.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Whether you have Melrose or an HOA, you're still going to have that supplemental taxes. Yeah.
Gas prices.
Yeet.
I had to sell my firstborn this morning to get here.
Yeah, it's gas prices are high. I've heard in many different states that they're like sometimes $2 cheaper per gallon, which is shocking to me.
We're gonna start making road trips.
Yeah, just to go buy gas somewhere else. It's definitely a thing. So you have to consider that when you move here, that you're going to pay. It's more expensive to live here.
It is. And those gas taxes go to fixing the roads and things like that.
Yeah.
The roads in my neighborhood just got redone, which I'm super happy about because the potholes were atrocious.
Yeah, we had a big pothole problem in Sacramento, and it was like a thing. And even the city set up a fund so that if your car was ruined from one of the potholes before they were able to fix it, you can always send that in and they'll reimburse you. But that's how bad they were. And now they've done a ton of work. I mean, honestly, our gas prices went up over the last 10 years quite a bit from what it used to be. But all of our roads are getting completely redone. So if you live in a town where your roads are just terrible, which is like most of America, we feel you, and you guys are gonna have to pay a gas tax one day or something. Something's gotta give.
But I mean, like I tell my kids, just like Sacramento, never stop working on yourself.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note, like, yes, we pay high taxes, but we also have a ton of social services. And we do pay higher in gas prices, but those taxes come right back to the community. I think a lot of people think we're just taxed a lot and we don't get anything for it, but I don't think that's true. My daughter goes to public school, and I don't pay for their lunches at all. All kids get free breakfast and free lunch.
And lunches, yeah. And then during the summer, they set up programs to where your kids can still go back up to the school and get meals.
Yeah, which is really cool. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with taking advantage of that. Every kid is fed here. It's a really great system. And so, we pay higher taxes. We pay sales tax, we pay income tax, we pay property tax, we pay car registration, we pay for smogging your car. But a lot of those taxes come back to us in social services that I've used, and I know that many, many people that live here use. So it's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And so that's one thing to consider, though, is that your car registration is going to be higher. Your
smog is going to be higher. Yeah.
You have to smog your car if it was built after 1970 something. So there's like a year cutoff, and you have to get your car smogged after that year if it was made. So that's something to consider. If you have a check engine light on, if you, you know, these things happen, and it's, you can't have that. You would have to go get it fixed. So that's one thing, is having a car in California is definitely more expensive than other states.
Mm-hmm.
But in Sacramento, there's not a lot of easy commuting if you don't have a car.
Oh no, yeah. No, the place, you get everywhere within about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you can get to one side to the other depending on traffic.
Yeah. So you need a car, you know. It's
Yes.
important. There is public transportation. There's the light rail, and there's also, so the light rail is like a train, and then there's also the bus system.
City buses, yeah.
City bus system. And several counties have these city bus systems. So there is public transportation that a lot of people use. I know people that take the light rail downtown because they work downtown, and it's like, you don't have to pay for gas prices. You don't have to worry about the potholes or the traffic.
Right.
So there is public transportation. You just have to consider, do you want to do that instead of owning a vehicle? I mean, if I use public transportation, I have so many vehicles. I would save so much money if I just used public transportation, but I don't think I can do that as a realtor.
Go to showings timed out by the light rail.
Yeah.
Like, I'll meet you at there 3:27.
It's terrible. That's terrible service. You know, but I have Ubered around a lot. So there's a ton of Uber drivers here. I've been to other cities and they don't have as many ride shares as we do. So it's just, that's cool. You could Uber anywhere. And pretty much any time of the day, you'll be able to find an Uber in our area.
We're a very busy place.
Yeah. So it's still a pretty busy city, right? What about allergies?
They're horrible!
Do you have allergies?
I don't have allergies. She doesn't have allergies, but we know people who know people who have allergies.
Yeah. So there's that. There's a lot of people that experience that. We don't have it. But my daughter says that she gets allergies when when winter comes around, or when the seasons change. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of something. We are the city of trees.
Yes.
They call us farm to fork, but
we're the city of trees.
If you've lived here for a long time, it's been the city of trees forever. So. Sacramento is pretty small.
It is pretty small.
Even though it's the capital of California, it's like where all of our government does all of their work. It's still a pretty small town. You could see people that you know a lot.
We also have a large group of friends.
We're friendly. Yeah, and the people are nice too. I think that the people in Sacramento are nice. It has a very
who's not gonna be nice to that face?
Come on. It's a very small town feel, even though it's a big town.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It feels big and little at the same time. We're surrounded by farmland. We're also surrounded by mountains because we are in the middle of the valley. You can see the mountains on every highway that you're going to. But there's so many large communities inside of Sacramento, and downtown especially is just a cluster of awesomeness, really. And it feels like you're in any normal busy city, but then as soon as you leave that area, it feels like a small town again.
Absolutely. It's a nice community. It's a nice community because it's that small town feel. I mean, I've been to other cities and I'm like, wow, this is huge. And you think you live in a city, and then you go to a city and you're like, wow, this is huge. Like you go to San Francisco and you're like, yeah, this San Francisco. No, Sacramento's a cow town compared to San Francisco. Really cool. I think it's nice. You do always see people. I always see people everywhere.
Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. The traffic is, it used to be no traffic.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get anywhere in 20 minutes, and now you can get and now you can get anywhere in 30 minutes.
Yes, but in the middle of the night, I can get from Roseville to Sacramento in 15 minutes.
She's speeding. I mean, she's speeding. No. Yeah, there's no traffic in like from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's pretty much no traffic. You're going to be fine unless there's some kind of construction happening.
Mm-hmm. Accident, like
so you're like 30 minutes to anywhere, maybe less. And from like 7 a.m. No, I'm going to say from 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, it's like the traffic on the freeway is stopped and you're inching along. And then both freeways, Highway 50, Highway 80, 7:30 to 8:30, you are inching along. And then from 4:30 to 6, you're going to be inching along there too. So I don't like to take the freeways during those times. I try to stay on the back streets.
I will take the extra long route.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a beautiful drive in this neighborhood that I haven't been in.
Yeah, so yes, exactly. You can take surface streets and
just going around.
There's so many surface streets that you can use. We're pretty much a grid. Most neighborhoods, most cities in Sacramento are grid-like.
Grid pattern. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so it can be very easy to take back roads and cut through and get to where you need to go and avoid those like heavy traffic times or heavy traffic areas. There is, we had a weather event last year in the winter time. We've been going through a drought. And if you've lived in California over the past, 10 years, 20 years, you've heard it. Like we've been in a drought for a really long time. And they've limited our water usage, and we're all really concerned. I have always remembered being very concerned about water usage, and now we're like, fill up the pools.
Right. But we got a lot of water last year.
Water your lawn 6 times a day. It's totally okay. It's weird. It's not like that, but it is weird right now. But last year we had what they called a torrential downpour, and we got so much water that there were floods, and everything is green. So
all the lakes are filled again.
All the lakes are filled up again. All the rivers the river's really high. It's like there's a warning out there to be safe on the river. The river's very high. So that's a good thing. It was kind of scary when it was happening because there was so much rain that streets were closed and stuff like that. But we collected all that rain, and now it's gave us a very green summer. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice.
And the other thing that it did is it stopped a lot of the fires, I mean, for the last 10 years, we've been burning. That's what it feels like. It feels like California has been burning, and I know that some of it was man-made problems, some of it was just naturally like California burns. Yeah. Naturally, we have fires, and every, so often California just burns down, and that's an actual.
A lot of it has to do
weather
with the drought
thing, but a lot of it had to do with the drought.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of it's like a circle.
It's like a circle.
It goes in a pattern throughout the years.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of fires. We had a drought, and now we've got so much rain coming in, and it's been wonderful. So we're out of that pattern now, and we're into a wet pattern. And so we're looking for another wet winter coming up, hopefully, because that will help keep this green going, because it was very dry. Yeah. It was not as pretty as it is right now. And okay, so you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations to you, because I think that this is the best kept secret, if it's even a secret, really. You should not move to Sacramento if you hate diversity, and then you should also probably never say that out loud. But I love it here because it's so diverse.
There's so much culture here. It's amazing.
Yes.
They have so many, we have parades, we have cultural events, we have all kinds of food.
Yeah.
Like, choice amount of different food.
Yeah. And we're so close to, so California is like an agricultural hub of the world. This sounds crazy, but we produce much of the rice and agriculture that goes out to the world. We're like the 7th largest economy in the world because of our agriculture and because of our entertainment hub. And that's because of our weather, right? We have 7 months of growing season. And so that just lends to like the beautiful diversity and also the food. So all of the ingredients that we get are fresh from California, from the ocean and from our farms. And so what comes with that is everyone wants to move here. Our weather is amazing. We have wonderful social services. We have lots of opportunities to make a lot of money and start businesses and do all these things. And that brings the people. It brings the people and it brings them from all over. And we get to experience that. So we get exposed to so many different cultures. And it's not just their food, it's their fashion, it's their lifestyle, the values, the communities. Yeah. We have so many different communities. It's just, and California is great because it's very accepting. So you can be whoever you are. And that's one thing that I love about.
Lucky for you.
Right? It's really great because you can just be whoever you are. So we love the people. It's fast paced.
It is
so
fast
it's like be who you are, but like get going.
Yeah. Be who you are, but do it fast.
Yeah, do it fast and get out of my way.
I got stuff to do.
But I think that just because there's so many diverse communities and people, it really teaches you to be tolerant. It teaches you to look outside of yourself. You know, you don't know everything, and you can learn from people from all different walks of life.
It's a plethora of awesomeness.
Yeah. And we have the California State Fair every year. Even if you don't choose to move here, you should definitely come out and check out the California State Fair in Sacramento.
They got good food too.
Amazing food, amazing performances from all different kinds of cultural backgrounds. And then they have exhibits, art exhibits, livestock exhibits, farming exhibits,
art exhibits, reptile music. Exhibits.
And we have musical acts from all over, like big names come out. I've seen Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, we went together.
Yeah, we had so much fun.
I snuck my dad in too. It was great. He got actual like front row seats. Like snuck him in and sat him down real quick.
It was so great. So there's a lot of fun to be had in Sacramento. We love it.
We do.
Absolutely. So if you're thinking of making your move to the Sacramento area, we would love to help you make that decision. Give us a call and we can talk about what you like and your specific needs to discover is Sacramento for you, or maybe you actually want a different area in California. We can also help you get there too. We're licensed in all of California. So if we're not able to service you in the area that you want to, then we can hook you up with a really great agent that can.
Yes.
All right, stay tuned for other videos on other things to do in Sacramento.